Hi.
Hi.
Hopefully they'll hear us. We'll have to talk loud.
Okay. Talk loud.
I think we have to cover all the Obama on the talk shows over the weekend.
Are we talking the, is he overexposed thing?
I think overexposed or the racism thing, which is the other thing I sent, was that he essentially said,
No big deal.
no big deal, but which I think is probably the smartest thing to do. Because now you take the fuel out of that fire. Like, you can't, if we just start to ignore the racist stuff, because quite frankly, Democrats did, paint George Bush as, as a liar, and I know he was. Only when he lied, right. But Democrats were pretty mean to Bush,
sure.
And so Republicans are being mean to, but it wasn't based on race, I know. And sure, this is a very nasty thing, but I also think maybe it's time that we don't give any fuel to that fire and we simply move on and just really hammer down and stay focused, which it seems to be what he said on the talk show. Race conversation has to be over for a little while. Not that we have to say, oh no, they're not racist, because yes, they are racist. But it's a small minority, and if we make that the argument, we lose sight of the bigger prize, which is this battle on healthcare, the economy, all these other problems that he is indeed going to solve. What about, did you see the women are sadder than men?
Oh, I
story
did.
in the New York Times. Nationally, women in the U.S. are in a big funk.
Well, that seems like, we should ask why.
Yeah, and it points out some reasons that, like, almost like the movement for us to work harder and do more and still be moms and all that stuff. Like now we're there. Now it's put us in a big funk, and sort of how that's looking in America and how sort of taking the temperature of women in America.
Oh, I thought that him saying that David Patterson shouldn't run was good. Fuck you. What is it? None of your business.
I was
right.
I was
even
gonna
if he
ask,
shouldn't
why
run.
did he say that? Why would you? What's his
Right.
I think he's worried about New York governor race.
right?
Well, I'm sure he probably is, as the head of the party, officially.
I mean, I don't know. I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah,
Maybe you even offer him some sort of possible not a cabinet position, but a sub-cabinet or some kind of
nonsense.
gig.
Yeah.
Right.
And you say, if you leave, we can help you out a little bit.
Don't
here,
go trying to run New York, but we have a candy store over here in the White House. We could do the was it Hofstra?
Yeah.
The rape?
Yeah, the rape thing. Hofstra.
It's been out of the news.
Died,
I know.
Yeah, it's sort of.
But it's still that whole question of the whole, this just makes everything
That
much
could
more
be the way
difficult
to do it. Like
for,
that.
it just makes things more
It's a
difficult
great
for women who
topic.
are actually raped or who actually, find themselves in situations like that. I mean, it's the same thing as, like, the sexual harassment thing. People screaming sexual harassment all the time. What happens when you're actually being harassed or you're actually,
I also think there's a little bit of a question here about what's a woman doing in a fraternity having sex with several men and filming it.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't know it was filmed, I think.
What's happening in our colleges?
But still, you just had sex with 5 dudes. What's going on?
Yeah, Afghanistan is the lead story today. It's the top of, and it's, McChrystal saying, it's McChrystal saying if we don't get more troops within a year, this thing's likely going to fail. So the question then becomes, okay, fish are cut bait. Either we're going to put the troops in now, or really, let's just start getting the hell out.
Yeah.
We're done, or we're in. He had a mission going in the first place, and that was get Osama bin Laden. That's the only reason he went in there. He's not there anymore.
Right.
Why are we still there?
Okay. Coolio.
All right.